Hari Om. Let us chant from verses 6 to 15 of chapter 5. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptumayogataha yoga yukto munir brahma nachirennadhigacchati yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi न लिप्यते नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन् ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा कायेन मनसा बुद्ध्या केवलैरिन्द्रियैरपि योगिनः कर्म कुर्वन्ति सङ्गं त्यक्त्वात्मशुद्धये युक्तः कर्मफलं त्यक्त्वा शान्तिमाप्नोति नैष्टिकीम् अयुक्तः कामकारेण फले सक्तो निबध्यते सर्वकर्माणि मनसा सन्न्यस्यास्ते सुखं वशी नवद्वारे पुरे देहि नैव कुर्वन्न कारयन् न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते नादत्ते कस्यचित् पापं न चैव सुकृतं विभुः अज्ञानेनावृतं ज्ञानं तेन मुह्यन्ति जन्तवः
अनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। We finished up to verse 7, I think. We move from verse number 8, 9 now. Verse number 7. Verse number 7. One who is united by yoga, who has purified and conquered the self, subdued his senses, realizes his self as the self in all beings, is not tainted although acting. minus knowledge, action will leave a taint. Actions leaves a taint. That's what I said last class. There is no fruitless action. All actions leaves a fruit, and that fruit is the taint. The karma pala that you have to experience is the taint. So while he is acting, he is not tainted, meaning his actions doesn't leave any stains. The stain is vasanas. You act in such a way that the vasanas increases. Ajnani. Ajnani acts in such a way that his vasanas are increasing. Now he is a jnani. When he is acting, his actions doesn't leave any taint. Meaning there is nothing in him that is going to create the actions in him will not produce a result. Why the actions in him will not produce a result? Actions will produce a result according to their identification. If you have what you identify with, that decides whether you will have vasana or not. What you identify with. If you have the identification with the body, that identification causes actions, and that action will result in karma pala, which is vasanas. What is the karma pala? Karma pala is another cycle of experiences, another cycle of vasanas. So while doing action, you have two choices. One is known as objectivity. Opposite of objectivity is, what is the opposite of objectivity? Subjectivity. Personalizing it. Kartritva. Opposite of objectivity is subjectivity. Objectivity means, what is opposite? Subjectivity. Now what is subjectivity? Subjectivity is a very technical word. In a layperson's word, in a much more easier way to understand, it is personalization. It is personalizing, kartrutvam, egocentric attitude behind the action. Now this identification causes vasanas. So the same action, when you do it objectively, it will not create vasanas. How he is going to do it objectively? Adutha rendu verse, beautiful 2 verses is coming. By how he is practicing objectivity, as a result of which he doesn't get tainted. That is coming in the next 2 verses. But here the formula, what is it? Although acting, he is not tainted. Meaning objectivity will not taint you. Personalization will taint you. Objectivity means doing because you ought to, do, whether you like it or not at one level. At another level, there is no desire that is driving the action. Your actions are simply an appropriate response to the situation. Jnani is like that. His responses are appropriate according to the situation, appropriate response. Remember Swamiji's example, beautiful example he gives. In the party, when somebody introduced him, he is the president of the laundry association. What did he do? How many of you remember that example? Huh? He is the president of the laundry association. In the meeting, everybody introduced president of the laundry association. When he was introduced as the president of the laundry association, he took the jacket and gave it. You know, what would you do with the president of the laundry association? Your responses are always This is objectivity, an appropriate response where you don't have any individual driving force. That is objectivity. In that appropriate response, there is no ego involved. There is no ego involved. He who is united by yoga, purified and conquered the self, subdued his senses, realizes his self as the self in all beings, is not tainted by actions. Though acting, he is not tainted. What is objectivity? An appropriate response according to the situation. An appropriate response. That's what objectivity is all about. When Krishna goes to talk peace, the appropriate response is to talk peace genuinely. Now when he is arguing for war, he is arguing for war so completely. His arguments for peace is also extraordinarily complete. His arguments for war is also extraordinarily complete. And we don't understand this kind of appropriate responses. We always go with a predetermined response. This is lack of objectivity. We go with a predetermined response to all situations. Objectivity is you don't have any such predetermined responses. It is an appropriate response. What is predetermined means? See, wherever I go, sir, I am a very loving and kind and compassionate person. So you have decided your response already. You have decided how you have to do things already. That is lack of objectivity. What is objectivity? In a situation, whatsoever the situation demands, you respond. A jnani functions that way. Don't ask how can I do this? You should not be asking. Why? Because it is very clearly established. Who does it? Jnani does it. If you ask, how can I do this, sir? Who are you? Are you a yogi or are you a sannyasi? Respond appropriately. Still you are practicing the thing, but you can't ask, how do I respond like a jnani? If you have to respond like a jnani, you have to become a jnani. That's all. Yeah. Therefore, the question that anything about the highest state that you hear, a sense of what happens, a kind of greed comes in. A kind of greed comes in, and the question that is always asked is, how can I practice this? How do I do this? For which he says, you cannot do this. Jnani does it. But the formula remains the same. What is it? Objectivity means an appropriate response. Objectivity means an appropriate response. It means your response is according to the situation. And when the situation changes, your response is also changes. But since we have a predetermined thing about everything, we say, don't keep changing. You have to have some values and principles, and you have to be the same, no sir. Vedanta comes and says, only when you are, if you become a machine, you will be the same. It doesn't really matter. But you are not are able to follow? So what is, though acting, he is not tainted because he is acting objectively. And what is objective acting? If you have to be cruel, you be cruel. If you have to be kind, If your responses have to be cruel, it will be a cruel response. If your responses have to be a kind response, it would be one of kindness, because the response is according to the situation. Opposite of objectivity is subjectivity. What is subjectivity? You have a preconditioned notions about everything, and you think this is how I should be responding in all situations. Office, even when the others are not doing, should be compassionate and give them no. Give them no. Correct. You can be compassionate and give them. For that, you should run. You should be doing a charitable thing. You can't run a. You can't do it in a. You can't do it in a business. You can't do it in a business. Are you able to follow? But you have this so much of confused understanding. Why? Because of lack of objectivity. And what is objectivity? The opposite of subjectivity. And what is subjectivity? Personalizing. Wherever you go, in every situation, you personalize. You personalize. You personalize. A jnani doesn't have any. Jnani doesn't personalize at all. Why? Because that's what jnani is. You can't answer why. Because he has transcended everything. Because he has transcended everything, he has no predetermined responses. He responds appropriately. That is why it is very difficult to understand the jnani's actions. It is very difficult to understand jnani's action, because it keeps, the responses keeps changing. From person to person, it keeps changing. To the same person also, it keeps changing. And ajnani is very confused. And ajnani gets very, very confused. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is also confused a bit with Krishna. No, that's why he keeps on saying, "Don't blow hot and cold. Don't keep alternating. Say very clearly, precisely this doubt." This is, although acting, he is not tainted. As I said in the previous class, this is human. This is the freedom. Freedom is not freedom from action. Freedom is freedom from the consequences of action. There is no freedom from an action. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya akarmakrit. There is no freedom from action. Freedom from action is only in the graveyard. Till that time, there is no freedom from action. Then what is freedom? Freedom is not freedom from action. Freedom is freedom from the consequences of the action. And it is very difficult to get this freedom from the consequences of action. It is very difficult. Meaning, you should have done that much of, you should have traveled the entire spiritual path and should have become a jnani. Then you are free from all these. Seeing the self as the self who realizes his self as the self in all beings. He sees God in himself. He sees God in others. And he sees only God. Grades. First, he sees God in himself. And then you see God in everywhere. God in everything else. That itself is very difficult. Yeah. The last thing is, which is the jnani, is he sees only God. Because of him seeing only God, he doesn't have any, since he has identified rightly, though acting, he is not tainted. Because the light is not tainted by that which it enlivens. The light is not tainted by that which it enlivens. Example, marriage procession, the sun enlivens. Funeral procession, the son enlivens. Funeral procession, it is not in sorrow. Marriage procession, it doesn't dance. So it enlivens and not tainted. Why? Because the right recognition. What is the right recognition? Seeing the self. Seeing the self in oneself and seeing the self in all beings. Then comes who has purified and conquered the self. Purification is through the process of yogi and sannyasi. Those are all the purification methods. Subdued his senses. And right through Bhagavad Gita, Krishna keeps on bringing, subduing the senses, He doesn't, wherever he refers to mind control, he doesn't talk about mind control at all. Predominantly, he talks about sense control. And we all talk about mind control. We all want to straight away go to mind control. Krishna throughout he keeps talking about sense control. Even when Arjuna asked, define Sthita Prajna, he defined Sthita Prajna as Vashehi Yashendriyani Tasya Prajna Pradishtita. One who got his senses under control. Very difficult. But then sense control will make us feel like we are all children, no? You will talk about sense control to your children, grandchildren. So if somebody tells you practice sense control, you will say, I already have my senses under control, sir. Sense control is for my grandchildren at home. You have to talk about sense control to grandchildren. You should talk to us about mind control, prana control, I don't know what all control. Krishna says, all that I don't know. Who is a jnani? Vijitatma jitendriya. Who has indras, these indriyas, he has conquered. The senses he has conquered the senses. He has conquered his senses. He has purified himself. Purification means dropping selfishness, that's all. What is impurity? Selfishness is impurity. So he has got sense control. He has dropped his selfishness. Sees the self everywhere, himself and in others. I fully understand I am God, sir, but people around me are all still Rakshasas only. I understand that I am God. I understand that I see God in myself, but people around me are still Rakshasas only. They are still very, very bad people, sir. Values kadayadu, onna kadayadu. And how to relate with such people? But I have seen God in myself. Krishna says, go back to Sravana and Manana and Karma Yoga. For all these things doesn't happen. And the Sravana, Manana, konja kashtamā irukke. Go back to sense. Go back to sense control. Yeah. Karma Yoga is very difficult. Go back to sense control. But my senses are already under control, sir. Next Janma. In another embodiment, in another way, some more knocks and shocks will take you up. This is verse number 7, Jnana. Now verse number 8 and 9. Verse number 8 and 9. வெங்கடனோ எனக்கு அட்வைஸ் கொடுக்குறாரு. என்ன சொல்றாரு அவரு? ஓ, ஸ்லைட் போடுறாரா? Very good. Verse number 8 and 9 are read together. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavit. Pashyan shrunvan sprishan jignan ashnan gachan swapan swasan. pra, Pralapan Visrajan Grannan Unmishan Nimishan Napi Indriyani Indriyarteshu Vartanta Iti Dharayan. Indriyani Indriyarteshu Vartanta Iti Dharayan. Now, the two verses are read together. Clear? Poetry, that's all. Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tattvavit. What is he saying? The knower of truth, united with self, understands. What does he understand? Thinks. What does he think? He knows the truth. I do nothing at all. The knower of truth knows. What does he know? I do nothing at all. He knows that I do nothing at all. While doing what? While doing what? Pashyan, Shrinvan, Sprishan, Jignan, Ashnan, Gachan, Shwapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grinnan, Unmishan, Nimishan. While all this is doing, while all this is happening, he says, I do nothing at all while doing all this. I do nothing at all, not graveyard. He has not gone to the graveyard by saying, I do nothing at all. Where you have to go? We have to go to the, our only way of where we understand I do nothing at all is in the graveyard. Jnani is not sitting in the graveyard. What is he doing while doing all this? He is convinced. He is understood. Conviction means is understood. What? Okay, the seeing, hearing, Pashyan, Shrinvan, Grindan, Gachan, Shwapanla will come to later. What is he saying? I do nothing at all. The senses move among sense objects. I know. In between, so many things happens. Understand the verse and then the in-between thing. So when you are doing manana, when you are sitting and studying, this is how you have to study. So what are the things he is saying? First is, I do nothing at all. Second is, senses move among sense objects. He knows both. Whose senses are moving among sense objects? His own senses are moving among sense objects, and he says, I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do with it. Verses 8 to 12 going to talk about how the yogi, sannyasi and jnani relate to action. Now he's talking about, when he's talking about yogi, sannyasi and jnani, he started with karma yogi and ended up in jnani. Now, when he's talking about how these three are relating to action, he's starting with jnani first, the highest. He's starting with the highest. How jnani relates to action. Jnani here, you must understand it as the self-realized, the God-realized, the self-realized person who has known the truth is known as the jnani. So, I do nothing at all and senses move among the sense objects. Senses move among the sense objects. Respective functions they do because that's what they are designed to do. What they are designed to do, they are doing. What they are designed to do, the eyes is designed to see. The eyes are designed to see. Eyes are designed to see, keep seeing. With glass, without a glass, cataract, no cataract. It keeps. Eyes does that function. Senses move amongst the sense objects. The senses move among the sense objects. Meaning, first thing, he is not afraid of sense contact. He doesn't practice sense control, self-control. Why? Because he has there's no identification. No, understand that. Look at the freedom. See, we all have to be very careful about what we see, what we hear, what we do. We all have to be extremely careful. This person has no, Jnani has no problem. He can freely do what he wants to do. Why? Because there is no, which is already established. There is no identification. So what are the things that happens? What are the two things that happens? The two things that happens is, let sense organ and sense objects interact. Life means interaction of senses with respective sense objects. What is life? Experience. What is experience? Subject and object. Subject and object interacting with each other. What is subject and object interacting with each other means senses interacting with the sense objects. Therefore, indriyan indriyarteshu vardante means what? Let sense objects interact with, let sense organs and sense objects interact. One. Second, I am the witness, I am the Sakshi witnessing that interaction. I am the witness, Sakshi, witnessing what? Witnessing senses interacting with the sense objects. Are you able to follow? Third, I am neither the senses, I am not the senses. Since you are not the senses, you don't have any particular thing about the sense object. If you identify with the senses, some sense object you will like, some sense object you would not like. He has no such problem because he is neither the, first he says, carefully follow the steps. First one is, let the senses and sense objects interact. I am the witness, I am the witnesser to the interaction. I am not the senses. I am the enlivener to the, I am the enlivener in the senses and I am the enlivener in the sense objects. So, I am interacting with myself for I am the sense object, I am in the senses and I am in the object. Then who's interacting with whom? At the Deha level, at the ordinary level, it looks like senses are interacting with sense object. I am in this and I am in that. I am in the senses and I am in the sense object. I am in the subject and I am in the object. I am the subject, I am the object. The grades you can see, Jnani doesn't go in grades. I'm using that words to explain how it can happen in grades. Jnani says, I am this, I am that. There is no, when he looks at himself, he says Aham Brahmasmi. When he looks at you, he will say Tattvamasi. I have said that already. What is Jnani? When he looks at himself, he will say Aham Brahmasmi. When he looks at you, he will not say You are Prasadani, he will not say. When he looks at himself, he will say, Aham Brahmasmi. When he looks at you, he will say, Tattvamasi. That is a jnani. But then we can understand it in grade. So beautiful is this. Indriyani indriyarteshu vardante. Means what? Let senses, let sense organs and sense objects interact. Let them interact. Okay. It's not let them interact, they will be interacting. That is life. They will be interacting. As soon as you open your eyes, color and form will enter. As soon as the ears start functioning, sound will enter. Yeah. Inga speaker la zero put in class kekra madra, you cannot do that. Yeah. பார்த்துனே இருக்கலாம் போல இருக்கு சார். அதனால ஸ்பீக்கர்ல ஜீரோ வச்சுட்டேன். பார்க்க கூட முடியல. அதனால வீடியோவையும் வீடியோ இஸ் ஆல்சோ க்ளோஸ்ட். ஸ்பீக்கர் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஜீரோ. அது சும்மா எல்லாரும் எவ்வளவு வந்திருக்கிறாங்கன்னு பார்த்தேன், அவ்வளவுதான் சார். தட்ஸ் ஆல். ஐ கேம் ஒன்லி யாரெல்லாம் இருக்கிறாங்கன்னு பார்த்தேன், அவ்வளவுதான். ஐ எம் நாட் சோ. Things happen by itself. As soon as the senses open up, what happens? As soon as the senses open up, interaction will happen. You are witnessing it. You are witnessing it. You say, I am not the senses. You are witnessing it. And then you say, no, no, no. I am not only witnessing, I am the enlivening. I am the enlivener there. I am the enlivener there. And then you say, I am not only the enlivener, I am that. This person doing everything can say, I do nothing at all. Are you able to follow now? Because of this understanding, though doing everything, he can say, I do nothing. I do nothing at all. Are you okay till now? Now what is he doing? Matter will move around. It can't stay quiet. This is the law. Matter will keep moving, changing. Matter will keep moving, changing. It is the guna. It will happen. This person says, I have nothing to do with it. Now we'll go to the understanding. While the eyes are seeing, ignorant person says, I see. I am seeing. The ignorant person says, I am seeing. The wise person says, Pashyan. Eyes are seeing. I see versus eyes see. In the early stages, before the eye is consolidated, because we train to use the eye, no? We train to use the eye. Naturally you don't use the eye. When children are hungry, children not 40, 50-year-old children. I'm talking about real age-wise children. Yeah. Children, age-wise children. 2-year-old, 1-year-old. When they are hungry, they will point to the stomach and say, hungry. Have you observed it? They will point to the stomach and they'll say hungry. Because what is hungry? The eyes are not hungry, nose is not hungry, ears is not hungry, stomach is hungry. So it says hungry. The mother gets very irritated. Hungry means what? Say, I am hungry. The child cannot say I because the I is not yet consolidated. So the child will say, Rama is hungry. Rama is the name of the child. Child will say, Rama is hungry. What Rama is hungry? Say, which Rama? 10th floor Rama? Second floor Rama? Which Rama is hungry? Say, I am hungry. I am hungry. That's how the I gets falsified. That's how the I gets consolidated. Ajnanam it is, ignorance it is. So what does the Jnani says? The eyes are seeing. The ears are shrinvan, listening. The skin, sparshan, feeling, touch. Nose, jigran, smelling. Tongue, tasting. Eating. Tasting na. You don't taste and spit it out. No. Tasting means eating. In my presence, the eyes see. In my presence, the ears hear. You have to put a tabular column like that. Yeah. I'll say one and you put the tabular column for everything. Pancha Jnanendriyas. He covers. And then comes Karmendriyas. What is Karmendriyas? Gachan. Gachan, legs. Swapan, Indriyas, sleeping. Shwasan, breathing. Shwasa, from this Vishesh Shwasa, no? That is breathing. Pralapan, talking. Vak. Visrajan, Upasta, evacuating. Grinnan, Pani, handling. Let these organs do their jobs. I want to relax, sir. How to relax? Watch a movie, yeah? How to relax? Go on a holiday. How to relax? This is how you relax. The eyes are seeing, the karmendriyas does their respective function, the jnanendriyas does their respective function, and I have nothing to do with it. Now you are relaxed. This is how a jnani is so relaxed. Though doing everything, he is not doing anything at all. That is why if anybody comes and says, what do you do for relaxation? He says, I'm seeing, he says. What do you do for relaxation? I'm breathing, I'm seeing, I'm tasting. You think, how can that be relaxation? Yeah, relaxation means, yeah, we have so many ways of relaxing, no? What are all the various relaxations we have? Whatever, I'm not going into the list of those relaxations. Jnani is different. How is he? How is he? Unmission, nimission. Look at that. Opening of the eyes, closing of the eyes. Opening of the eyes, the closing of the eyes. What is this opening of the eyes and closing of the eyes means? That his awareness is that his awareness, his objectivity is that acute. In a day, our eyes keeps the eyes keeps blinking. No, we are not even aware of Now don't start all this up. From now on, I will start counting how many times my eyes blink in a day, and all, you'll go mad. It's not all that. What it means is his levels of objectivity and awareness is that high, that deep, that penetrative. It's that penetrative. So how does a jnani function? Jnani function, we can just hear about it very nicely as a story. Nothing much to talk about it. Nothing much to practice in this. Why? Because karmendriyas does their respective functions. Jnanendriyas does their respective functions. See, when he says karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, what you have to understand? Mind and intellect also. What is the respective functions of the mind? Feelings, emotions. What is the respective functions of the intellect? I understand, I don't understand, I agree, I disagree, I accept, I don't accept. These are all functions of the intellect. All these are matter and they keep doing their respective. All this is matter and they keep doing their respective functions. And the jnani says, I have nothing to do with it. That's why upon death, he says, let the elements go back to, upon discarding the physical body, he says, let the elements go back to the elements. See, for a jnani, he does it by himself and he dies. For ajnani, we have to sit and do. That's karman peradukku. For ajnani, we sit and do. Let the eyes go back to the eyes. Let the ears go back to the respective element. We do that. That's what we do in the samskara ceremony. We sit and do all that because that fellow is not that person is not a jnani who couldn't do it by himself. Since he couldn't do it by himself, we have to sit and do. Are you able to follow that? Why? Let the elements go back to the elements. It's not he is permitting, he is not allowing it. What he means is it will go back and he is a witnesser. He is the witnesser. This is verses 8 and 9 of how a jnani merged with the Supreme Self views the internal activity and the external activities of life. The internal activity is the mind and intellect. The external activity is the indriyas interacting with the respective indriya gochara. The indriyas dealing with the respective, the senses dealing with the respective sense objects. That's what it means. The senses dealing with the respective sense objects. He is the witnesser of the external activity. He is the witnesser of the internal activity. These two verses covers the entire sphere of life. Unmission, nimission, waking, dream, deep sleep, you can say. The unmission and nimission, the blinking of the eye, the opening of the eye and closing of the eye can be equated to waking, dream and deep sleep states. The receipt, reaction and response. These two verses covers the entire sphere of life's activities, and he says, I do nothing at all. When he says, I do nothing at all, like in the previous verse, while doing, though engaged in action, he says, I do nothing at all. Are you able to follow? Though engaged in action, he says, I do nothing at all. If you identify with the body, you say, I am the doer. If you identify with the self, you say, I am the Enlivener, witnesser. If you identify with the body, you say, I am the doer. Sir, so much I have to do, sir. What to do, what not to do, what to do, what not to do. I have to do it rightly. So teach me so that I don't do it wrongly. All these comes because of the wrong identification with the instrument, the kartrutva. Karma yogi has to worry about all this. Please understand. All this in the context of I do nothing at all, and all that we are discussing in the context of the jnani, enlightened one. அதனால இந்த வருஷம் பத்தி ரொம்ப பேசவே கூடாது. கர்ம யோகி and yogi and sannyasi பத்தி தான் we have to talk a lot. And I'm going to move into the next verse now. That's why I'm saying this is something that we can have as an ideal, have as a goal, appreciate the freedom and aspire to get to that state. This is number verse. This is verses 8 and 9. Now we move on to verse number 10. Then verse number 10. Now we move on to verse number 10. 4 second, Venkat. The question is, what is this closing eyes and unmission, nimission, opening and closing? The opening and closing is, all this is very poetry. Opening of the eyes means you have come to the waking state. Closing means you have gone to deep sleep state. Are you able to follow? Opening means, opening is a poetic way of saying waking state. Closing means not dream. Closing means deep sleep. Where? So I said, this is what it is, a poetic way of saying opening and closing of the eyelids. Opening and closing of the eyelids refers to the waking state, and the waking dream and deep sleep states is covered in these two words. It's poetry. You just have to, there's nothing to, there's no logic and reason here. It is a upamana. There is a comparison. That's all. Are you able to follow? He's saying that. I said it in a very lighter way. Unmission and nimission. I gave another interpretation also in a very lighter way. What is the lighter way? Look at the penetrative levels of his awareness, where the blinking is also he is aware of. In a very, that is to explain what? See, our levels of awareness is so poor that our levels of awareness is so poor that this is what is said in chapter 2, verse number 48. Now we are so blank, no? We are not even able to connect. We are not even able to connect it. Okay. Previous verse and this verse itself, we are not able to. Verse number 8 and 9, 7 is forgotten. In his, that is our levels of, see, it means our attention is elsewhere. Wherever we are, our attention is elsewhere. In his case, wherever he is, his attention is there. That's what it means. So you can interpret it in very many ways. There is no fixed meaning. So there are two things. One is unmission, nimission can be understood as his penetrative capacity. Another way of understanding unmission, nimission is waking dream and deep sleep. How do you have to understand this unmission and nimission? Understand it in whatever appeals to you, you take it. Sariya? Is it okay? What are you asking? Yes, it's okay. She's saying I'm not able to understand, for which I'm saying it is, it's okay. Interpretation. What is the interpretation? Unmission, nimission. opening, closing. Waking and refers to waking and dream. Closing is a reference to deep sleep state. Eyes are referring to karmendriyas. Are you able to connect with that? How are you able to connect to that? How are you able to connect? Eyes means karmendriyas. Because you are taught. Are you able to follow? Hands means eyes means jnanendriyas. Hands means karmendriyas. How are you able to connect? Because you have understood. Because you have, similarly, you have to digest this also. What? Unmission means opening, waking and dream. Closing means deep sleep. Seriya? We move on to verse number 10. Verse number 10. Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ivambasa. Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yah lipyate na sa papena padmapatram ivambasa. He who dedicating his actions to Brahman, he who dedicating his actions to Brahman acts abandoning attachment is not tainted by sin as a lotus leaf by water. He who dedicating his actions to Brahman acts abandoning attachment is not tainted by sin as a lotus leaf by water. What is this verse talking about? Previous verse spoke about how jnani relates to action. Now this verse is talking about how a sannyasi relates to action. How a sannyasi relates to action? First, dedicating his actions to Brahman, the grade of a person below self-realized. That is a sannyasi. So first what does the sannyasi do? Dedicate all actions to Brahman. Dedicating all actions to Brahman means all actions are dedicated to the goal of self-realization. He is a sannyasi. Like a lotus leaf floating on the surface of a pond. Very famous metaphor. We have seen this any number of times and we keep quoting it any number of times. Padma patra ivambasa. Like a lotus leaf. And then he says, acts abandoning attachment, not tainted by sin. Not tainted by sin. What is sin? What is sin? Karma palam is the sin. The karma palam that you have to experience is the sin. Sin don't equate it as papam. It's not that. It's not in that sense. Not in that sense. Very deep it is. What is it? Sin arises when you have the expectations, attachment to the result. Jnani is free from sin because he has no expectation. He has no expectation over the fruit. Since he has no expectation over the fruit, prasada buddhi, whatsoever the result is, he accepts it, as a result of which he is not agitated. We do an action and we believe this action must produce only this result, no? We believe if I do this action must produce only this result. You serve the world You sacrifice and you serve the world, and the world puts you on cross. Na? Are you able to follow? You serve the world and the world puts you on cross. Now, what does it mean? We say there's no justice at all, sir. There's no justice at all in life. It's an unjust world because you believe that this karma must produce this phala. Sannyasi says, I do karma, whatsoever the phala is, I accept it. Therefore, he is not agitated. Why he is not bothered about the karma phala? He is not bothered about the karma phala because his purpose of action is what? His purpose of action is to get back to the self. Since his purpose of action is to get to the self, whatsoever the results it produces, he remains unaffected. Therefore, he is not na karma lipyate na sa papena. Lipyate na sa papena. Padmapatra ivambasa. What is his phala? Sannyasi. Sannyasi says, my goal is to realize the self. What actions he does? What is the activity that he does? Sannyasi. The activity of a sannyasi is mananam, nididhyasanam, and guru seva. In any of these, what is going to create agitation? Therefore, lipyate nasa papena. Are you able to follow? What will give him agitation in this? Or what is his activity? His activity is manana nididhyasana. That's all his activity is. He's not doing any other. He's not doing any other activity. Also, his activity is one of. Like he said in the 4th chapter, pranipadena, pariprasnena, sevaya, and all that. Therefore, even from that angle, sannyasi doesn't have any lipyate nasa papena. He doesn't get any sin. What is the rewards of action? Action being materialistic, you always get a materialistic reward. Action being materialistic, you always get a materialistic reward. Intellectual activity, Nobel Prize. A materialistic reward. Actions are materialistic by nature, and the rewards are also materialistic by nature. In the sannyasi's case, Padmapatra ivambasa. Padmapatra ivambasa means lotus leaf remains unaffected by the water on it. By virtue of what the lotus leaf is unaffected by water? Because it has a greasy surface. That greasy surface is vairagya. What is that greasy surface? That is protecting the. What is that greasy surface that is protecting the a sannyasi? Or by virtue of what he is called a sannyasi itself in the first place? Because he's got the greasy surface. What is that greasy surface? Vairagya is a greasy surface. And what is Vairagyam means? What is Vairagyam? I have defined the word Vairagya any number of times. I repeat it again. It is very, very important to understand the meaning of the word Vairagyam. Raga and Dvesha means attachment and aversion. Likes and dislikes. Raga, Dvesha means attachment and aversion. Vairi means enemy. The Sanskrit word Vairi means enemy. Who is a Vairagi having this Vairagya? One who can understand Raga Dvesha as the enemies. Having understood Raga Dvesha as the enemies, he will not entertain them. He has the greasy surface. That is the greasy surface. Vairagyam is the greasy surface. And how did he get this Vairagyam? By this knowledge. What is the knowledge? That which harms you, that which hurts you, that which brings your downfall is your own ignorance. And how do you encounter ignorance? How do you see your ignorance? How do you experience your ignorance? How do you encounter your ignorance? How do you know that you are ignorant? Raga Dvesha irunda ignorant. Where there is Raga Dvesha and affected by Raga Dvesha, planning to get what you want, planning to avoid what you don't want. Idella because of you. Two types of planning you do. No, you plan to get what you want. Also, you plan to avoid what you don't want. If you are doing all these, you are afflicted by Raga Dvesha. Who is a sannyasi? Sannyasi has no such plans. Sannyasi has no such plans. Sannyasi has no such programs. He is not planning to get what he wants. He is not planning to avoid what he doesn't want. COVID-19 I don't want. Therefore, vaccination vandavane black market le first I have to. As soon as the vaccination comes, the black market I have to take it, and he has no such plans. That's the greasy surface. What is the greasy surface? Vairagyam is the greasy surface. And how did he get this Vairagyam? By understanding that Raga Dvesha is the enemies. The only thing that harms you, the only thing that can affect you is your own self in the form of Raga and Dvesha. Because a sannyasi having understood this, what does he do? If you have understood it as an enemy, what would you do? You will be alert and aware of not associating with it. If you have understood something as inimical, you will not associate with it. That is the greasy surface. Not associate with it, you can't run away to the Himalayas. Because wherever you go, you will be in association with something. No. So what is it? As you are associating with it, you have a greasy surface. You are associating at the same time not. You are associating at the same time not associating. Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamrutat. Rayambakam yajamage sugandhim pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mukshiya mamrutat. I am in it and yet I am not in it. Jnani says, I do nothing at all. I am not at all in it. Jnani says that. Huh? Jnani says, I am not at all in it. Sannyasi says, I am in it, but not in it. Padmapatra Ivambasa. In it, but untouched by it. Jnani has to be alert to ensure that the greasy surface is kept alive. If the Jnani is not alert and keeps the greasy surface alert, what will happen? He will get involved. Therefore, Sannyasi, not Jnani, Sannyasi. I made a mistake in the word. Sannyasi. Sannyasi is what? He maintains the greasy surface. And how he maintains the greasy surface? Manana, Nididhyasana, Guru Seva. These are all the activities by which he maintains the greasy surface. He who, dedicating his actions to Brahman, acts abandoning attachment. Abandoning attachment. Not tainted by sin, I explained. Dedicating his actions to Brahman, explained. Padmapatra Ivambasa is explained. What is? Okay, Padmapatra Ivambasa means simultaneously in water and not affected by water, as the sannyasi. He is in the world, at the same time not affected by the world. Now, what is detachment? What is detachment? Detachment means not personally owning anything. You don't have the sense of personal ownership. You don't have a sense of personal ownership other than detachment. Are you able to follow? No ownership. Opposite of detachment is attachment. What is attachment means? Personal ownership. That is why symbolically sannyasi says, I don't have a particular group of people as my family. The whole lot is my family. Are you able to follow? He doesn't say only one child is my child. He says the whole lot is. What is detachment means? That is what symbolically it means, sannyasi. Are you able to follow now? What is attachment means? There is no individual ownership about anything. Since there is no individual ownership about anything, wherever he goes, he feels it as he's so comfortable there. See, wherever we go, we are very uncomfortable. Have you ever observed it? Even if you go to somebody's house, 10 times you will think whether should I ask for a glass of water or not. Isn't it? Otherness. Attachment brings in otherness. One of my uncle will say, எங்க போனாலும் நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு போயிட்டாதான் சந்தோஷம். Wherever we go, but then night படுக்கிறதுக்கு so restless he will be unless he goes to whatever he calls as his house. This is called attachment. அவ்வளவுதான். This is called attachment. Wherever you go, mind will be worried about what is happening there. That is called attachment. Wherever you go, the mind is not there. You are worried about what is happening there. Yeah. I don't know what is happening in the house. I have locked the house and I have come. I don't know whether the security cameras are working in the association. Because we don't, because only if the security camera is working, we'll know who's coming, who's going. No. Attachment. Wherever you are, the mind will be worried about that. What is sannyasi? Who is a sannyasi? One acts abandoning attachment. Acts abandoning attachment. And the action, he is reinforcing it again and again and again. He is not simply abandoning attachment. He is acting abandoning attachment. Acting abandoning attachment means what? That individual ownership he will not claim. See, what is the difference between the householder and the sannyasi? Householder says, a few things are mine, rest is not mine. That's the boundary he will keep. Yeah. Boundaries he will keep. You buy a plot, you need to know the boundaries, no? அது எவ்வளவு வரைக்கும் என்னோடது? எவ்வளவு வரைக்கும் என்னோடது? Sannyasi says, all are, he doesn't say all are mine. All are mine, he will not come and claim ownership from everybody. Wherever he is comfortable. Acts abandoning attachment. He is acting, abandoning attachment. And what is attachment? Individual ownership is attachment. Ownership is attachment, trusteeship is detachment. The acts without attachment means trusteeship. எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஒரு formula மாதிரி போட்டு வச்சுக்கணும். And then you need to improvise it by yourself. Now, what is acts abandoning attachment means? Trusteeship. Act with attachment means ownership. Trusteeship also, the trustee also have to act, the owner also has to act. But there is a fundamental difference between the two. What is the difference? The trustee says, I have to take care, I have to protect, I need to do everything, but one thing I cannot do. What? I cannot claim it as mine. As the trusteeship. Ownership says, என்னோடது, I have to take care of it. It is mine, therefore I have to take care of it. So that which is not mine, let it go to dogs, doesn't matter. Because outside the boundary of my house, not my house, no. Therefore I can throw all the dirt into the road, because it is not. My body, my family, my house, my God, anga kuda, it can go there also. My God. Your God is not that powerful compared to my God. Your God can only give you this much, but my God alone can give you everything. Anga kuda attachment. Acts abandoning attachment means what? Sannyasi understands that he is a trustee, not a owner. He is a trustee. Trustee na, in my house only, sir, na, you are not a trustee. Yeah? Wherever you are, you have the thing that you are that is sannyasi. You are in the bus, you are careful about there. You are in the streets, you are careful about it. Are you able to follow? This is called sannyasi. Padmapatra ivambasa. Like a lotus, like the lotus leaf, water. Born in water, lives in water, and dies in water, unaffected by water. It's a very famous oft-quoted metaphor. Lotus leaf, born in water, lives in water, dies in water. We are all born in this world. We have to live in this world only. Whether in the Himalayas or anywhere else, you have to live in this world only, and you die here only. Therefore, you cannot go, you cannot run anywhere, you cannot escape anywhere. But one thing you need to do. What? Do you consider yourself as an owner or a trustee? Do you consider yourself as the owner of this body or trustee of this body? Trustee now, you have to be very careful. Owner now, you can do what you want. Correct? And since we think we own the body, we do whatever we want. Are you the owner of the body or are you a trustee of this body? You are a trustee of this body. Elements odadadu. It belongs to the elements. Elements out of their love and compassion to you have lent it to you for a while. What you have to do? You have to take care of it, achieve the purpose of it, and then thankfully return it. This is the trusteeship attitude. So acts abandoning attachment. Therefore, verse number 10. He who means the sannyasi, dedicating his actions to Brahman. Dedicating his actions to Brahman means dedicating actions to the goal of self-realization, God realization. Acts abandoning attachment, does what he ought to do as a, not as a owner, but as a trustee, moves around like Padmapatra Ivambasa. This is how a sannyasi acts. Are you able to see the difference between how Jnani acts and sannyasi acts? Jnani says, what ownership, what trusteeship are you talking about? Jnani. This senses connected to the sense object. I am the witnesser. I am the enlivener. Jnani. Sannyasi says, konja I irukanga. Yeah. Some I is there in the sannyasi. He's not free from I. Some I is there in the sannyasi. That is why he says, I am the trustee. I have to attain self-realization, Guru Seva, or blah, blah, blah. Whatever that sannyasi thinks is, he does that. And then, how yogi relates to action. At the next verse. At the next class. How yogi relates to action. How sannyasi relates to action. Though doing, I have nothing to do. He doesn't have a particular thing to do, particular thing to avoid. Jnani. Are you able to follow? Sannyasi. Sannyasi has a particular thing to do and he has to avoid something else. What is that something else he has to avoid? Ownership he has to avoid, blah, 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 blah. What are a few things that he has to do? Manana, Nididhyasana, Guru Seva, obligations, whatever it is. So, sannyasi has a set of things to do and he has to avoid a few things. But, and the things to do and not to do will be very, you can count it by fingers in the case of a sannyasi. Karma yogi ki pona, yeah, volume irkum. Page irkum, volume irkum. Adanala it takes longer. You can't say longer time. So much of vasanas are there, it takes that much of. So when we go to the next verse, we will see how yogi relates to action. Today we saw how jnani relates to action and how sannyasi relates to action. Sannyasi does everything with the understanding of trusteeship. I am a trustee is different from saying I am the enlivener. Jnani says I am the enlivener. Sannyasi says I am a trustee. Seriya? This is the difference. With this, we conclude for today, and we continue with verse number 11 onwards in the next class.